Welcome, dear students, to another very interesting topic related to organic chemistry, and that is the types of organic formula. My dear students, there are five types of the formula which can be used to accurately represent an organic compound. First is the molecular formula, the second one empirical formula, third is the displayed structural formula, fourth one is the condensed formula, and the fifth one is the skeletal formula. So these are the five different types of the formulas which can be used to write down an organic compound on paper. Let us discuss them one by one. The first is the molecular formula. Let us take example of the butanoic acid, which has molecular formula C4H8O2. Now this is the formula which shows that there are 4 carbon atoms, 8 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms in butanoic acid. Means the chemical composition of the butanoic acid is C4H8O2, which is its molecular formula, and this formula shows the actual ratio between the atoms of the different elements in a compound. Like this formula shows that the actual ratio is 4 ratio 8 ratio 2. It is also showing the atomicity of the individual atoms. Like the atomicity of carbon is 4. Atomicity means the number of atoms. So there are 4 number of atoms of carbon, its atomicity will be 4. Atomicity of hydrogen is 8, that of oxygen is 2, and the total number of atoms in the butanoic acid, they are 14, so its total atomicity will be 14. This is the formula which shows the chemical composition of any organic compound. Now the next one is the formula which is obtained when you will simplify the actual ratio of the atoms to the simplest whole number ratio. Like the actual ratio was 4 ratio 8 ratio 2. Now divide this ratio with 2 in order to simplify it. You will get a simplest whole number ratio, that is the 2 ratio 4 ratio 1 between carbon, hydrogen and oxygen atoms. So according to this simplest whole number ratio, its simplest formula will be C2H4O, that is also called as its empirical formula. So empirical formula is basically the simplification of the molecular formula to the simplest whole number ratio. The next one is the displayed structural formula. My dear students, you know that the organic compounds, they have three-dimensional structure. So to show the three-dimensional structure of an organic compound on this two-dimensional paper, that is impossible. So that's why the chemists have decided to write down the displayed structural formula for the organic compounds. This formula will show you the correct order of the attachment of the atoms in a molecule, like how the carbon and hydrogen atoms, they are attached, and there is double bond, single bond between the different atoms. And this formula will provide you the picture of the attachment of the atoms. It will not provide you any picture of the actual geometry or actual bond angles in the molecule or the arrangement of the atoms in the space. You can see that this formula indicates that the valencies of the carbon, they are at right angle, but in actual, you know that the valencies of the carbon, they are attached in a zigzag manner. So this formula will just show the attachment of the atoms on the paper. It will not be a correct three-dimensional representation of the organic compound. Similarly, there is another formula which is the condensed formula. My dear students, to write down the displayed structural formula, that will take a lot of time and space and energy. So the chemists, they have decided to write down the condensed formula to spare some time and space and spare the energy. This formula is very easy to write down on the paper, so that's why the condensed formula is usually written in the books. And whenever you are writing down the formula of any organic compound in exam, you prefer to write down its condensed formula. It avoids the usage of extra space and time. All the atoms bonded to one carbon atom, like this, three atoms are bonded to one carbon, two atoms are bonded to one carbon. They are shown in same line. The atoms are shown, but the bonds are not shown between them. So you will get no idea from this formula whether there are single or double bond between the atoms. Now the last formula, which is the easiest to draw and most commonly used formula, that is the skeletal formula. It is also called as the line drawing formula. In this formula, different lines are drawn, and the end of a line and the vertices of the lines, they basically show the presence of the carbon atoms. The hydrogens which are attached to carbon, they are omitted from this formula, they are not shown, but the functional groups and atoms other than carbon and hydrogen, they are shown in this formula. Just like you can see this functional group, that is the carboxyl group of the butanoic acid, it is shown. And this one is the first carbon, this will show second carbon, it will show third carbon, and this one is the place for the fourth carbon. So these lines basically, they show the attachment of the carbon atoms, and the vertices or the end of the lines, they are the carbon atoms. So this formula is the easiest to draw and most commonly used. So in this way, there are five formulas: line drawing formula, the condensed formula, which is easy to write down and it spares space, time, and energy. There is displayed structural formula, an effort to show the three-dimensional structure on the two-dimensional paper. There is the simplest formula, that is the empirical formula, and the formula which shows actual composition of a compound, that is the molecular formula. So these are the five types of the formula which are used to accurately write down any organic compound on paper. I hope so that this lecture will be useful for you. In case you find any problem, do ask in the comment section. Till then, take care.